Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Welcome po sa DPWH Sorsogon 2nd, Bayang Gubat Sorsogon. Welcome po sa today's March 11, 2020. March 13, 2024. Scheduled for today's pre-bid conference is for 24FL0033, construction of multi-purpose building at Barangay Cabigaan, Barangay Carriedo, Gubat, Sorsogon, Barangay San Ramon, Barangay Inararan, Barangay Otavi, Barangay San Vicente, Barangay Roque, Barangay Bangate, Bulan, Sorsogon, Cluster 16, 24FL0057, construction, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, at Barangay Tagaytay, Gubat, Sorsogon, and Barangay Esperanza, Santa Magdalena, Sorsogon, and construction of multi-purpose building at Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon, Cluster 27. And 23FL0080, re-advertised, construction of 3-story 12 classroom, Phase 1, 8 classroom, Prieto Diaz Central School, Prieto Diaz, Sorsogon. Present here today for today's pre-bid conference are the following: Erwin S. Ensenares, back Vice Chairman; Dave Almeria, back member; Levi Pura Jr., back member; Rachel Joy P. Rocha from Planning Section; Glenn L. Elisio, Head of Procurement; Nathaniel B. Alaye, back Secretariat; Christian Austria, IT; Chloe F. Boleros, back member. Mr. Vice Chair, for today's pre-bid conference, meron na po tayong quorum and wala pong present na contractor here today.
Good afternoon. Since a quorum was declared, this pre-bid conference is now called to order. And the agenda for this pre-bid meeting are as follows: the basic contract data, the guidelines in submission of bids, requirements of bidding documents, eligibility criteria, the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including the technical and financial proposals, the criteria and procedures for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. Question and comments from bidders and replies of back and other representatives of the procuring entity. The summary proceedings, including bid bulletin to be issued and other matters. To discuss to us the basic contract data is Engineer Rachel Joy Rocha.
For the basic contract data of 24FL0033, with contract name, construction of multi-purpose building at Barangay Cabigaan, Barangay Carriedo, Gubat, Sorsogon, Barangay San Ramon, Barangay Inararan, Barangay Otavi, Barangay San Vicente, Barangay Roque, Barangay Bulan, Sorsogon, Cluster 16. With contract location, Barangay Cabigaan, Barangay Carriedo, Gubat, Sorsogon, Barangay San Ramon, Barangay Inararan, Barangay Otavi, Barangay San Vicente, Barangay Roque, Barangay Bulan, Sorsogon, Cluster 16. Approved budget for the contract is 39,600,000 pesos. Brief description: construction of multi-purpose building or covered for. Source of fund is the FY 2024 CAA with a contract duration of 120 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos only. Submission of bids is scheduled on April 2, 2024 until 10 a.m. and the opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is the BICWOPLC. Shows the sample of the bill of quantities as well as the bid data sheet. Lahat kung itong na aking ipipresent is downloadable through the DPWH website or the field checks. For the minimum equipment requirement, for the backhoe, required number of units is 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, bulldozer 1 unit, plate compactor 1 unit, concrete vibrator 1 unit, 1 bagger mixer 2 units, bar cutter 1 unit, bar bender 1 unit. Welding machine 2 units, cutting outfit 1 unit, dump truck 2 units, water truck or pump 1 unit, and backhoe wheel mounted 1 unit. Shown is the sample naman po ng ating special conditions of contract. And we have here is the cover page of the plan for the respective multi-purpose buildings of the aforementioned barangays. This is the plan for the construction of multi-purpose building for Barangay Cabigaan, Gubat, Sorsogon. We have the vicinity map, location map, and map, as well as the site development plan and the floor plan of the project. The same goes with the construction of multipurpose building at Barangay Carriedo, Gubat, Sorsogon, at Barangay Bulan, Barangay and Roque, Bulan, Sorsogon, and Barangay San Ramon, Bulan, Sorsogon, as well as Barangay San Vicente, Bulan, Sorsogon. We also have the construction of multipurpose building for Barangay Inararan, Bulan, Sorsogon. Proceeding to the basic contract data with contract ID 24FL0057, with contract name, construction completion of multipurpose building or barangay hall at Barangay Tagaytay, Gubat, Sorsogon, and Barangay La Esperanza, Santa Magdalena, Sorsogon, and construction of multipurpose building at Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon, Cluster 27, with contract location, Barangay Tagaytay, Gubat, Sorsogon, Barangay La Esperanza, Santa Magdalena, Sorsogon, and Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon, with approved budget of contract of 8,910,000 pesos. Brief description is construction of multi-purpose building. The source of fund is from FY 2024 PAA with contract duration of 120 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000 pesos only. Submission of bids is scheduled on April 4, 2024 until 10 a.m. and opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is the DICWOPLC. Shown is the sample for the bill of quantities as well as the bid data sheet. For the minimum manpower requirement, for the minimum years of similar experience for project manager, we have 5 years. Project engineer, 5 years. Materials engineer, 3 years. Safety health officer, 1 year. General construction foreman, 3 years. And no applicable minimum years of similar experience for the skilled workers as well as the laborers. For minimum equipment requirement, for the backhoe, required number of units is 1 unit. Backhoe na 0.28 cubic meter, 1 unit. Dump truck, 2 units. Plate compactor, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 1 unit. 1 bagger mixer, 2 units. Bar cutter, 2 units. Bar bender, 2 units. Welding machine, 1 unit. Cannon outfit, 1 unit. Generator set, 1 unit. Water pump, 1 unit. Water truck or pump, 1 unit. And hand tools, 1 unit. Yan naman po ang special conditions of contract. Shown is the plans and the specifications for the construction of multi-purpose building at Barangay Hall at Barangay Tagaytay, Gubat, Sorsogon. We have the perspective key map as well as the site development of the plan and the floor plan of the plan as well as the elevations. We also have the cover page of the plan for the construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay La Esperanza, Santa Magdalena, Sorsogon. We also have the perspective, the key map, and the site development plan, as well as the floor plan. And the construction of multi-purpose building at Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Again, we have the perspective, key map, site dev, and the floor plan. Proceeding to the basic contract data with contract ID 23FL0018 with contract name, construction of 3-story 12 classrooms, Phase 1, 8 classrooms, Prieto Diaz, CS, Central School, Prieto Diaz, Sorsogon, with construct location, Prieto Diaz, Sorsogon. Brief description, construction of a 9.5 meter by 47 meter, 3-story 12 classroom school building, mostly built with concrete and masonry with PWD ramp with handrails, parapet walls on concrete gutter, and complete with electrical works, sanitary or plumbing works, ventilation, water pumping, and fire protection systems. Approved budget for the contract is 30 million pesos. Source of fund is Tagaytay FY 2023. Contract duration is 240 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos only. Submission of bids is scheduled on April 3, 2024 until 10 a.m. and opening of bids shall proceed immediately after the closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is DICWOPLC. Yan ang paggan ng sample ng ating bill of quantities as well as the data sheet for the minimum manpower requirement, katulad ng po ng aforementioned. And for the minimum equipment requirement, for the bar cutter, we have required number of units, 1 unit. Bar bender, 1 unit. Cargo truck, 1 unit. 1 bagger mixer, 3 units. Water chopper pump, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 2 units. Dump truck, 3 units. Payloader 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit. Backhoe with breaker 1 unit, vibro hammer hydraulic operated 1 unit. Welding machine 1 unit, cutting outfit 1 unit, plate compactor 1 unit. Shown is the sample for the special conditions of contract. We have the cover page of the plan for the construction of flood mitigation. Wala pong inserted, sorry po. For the next slides will be presented to us by Engineer Almeida.
Submission and receipt of bids. Bids should be submitted to the back on the date, time, and either physical address or through online submission specified in the instruction to bidders through the bidders to be authorized representative in a two-envelope system, where eligibility and technical requirements are enclosed in one envelope and the financial requirements in another envelope. Eligibility and technical envelope and financial envelope shall be enclosed in one single envelope. Ang bid validity po natin is 125 days. Each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of his bid. The procuring entity may request additional hard copies and or electronic copies of the bid. However, failure of the bidder to comply with the said request shall not be ground for disqualification. If the procuring entity allows submission of bids through online submission or any other electronic means, the bidder shall submit an electronic copy of its bid, which must be digitally signed. An electronic copy that cannot be opened or is corrupted shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. Yan. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to be bid, name of the, and address of the bidder, recipient back, procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date, time, as specified in the instruction of bidders. Ganun din po sa ating copy 1 and copy 2. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to be bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient back, procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date and time specified in the instruction to bidders. Lahat po ng mga documents na yan, ang original and copy, shall be then be closed in one envelope. And each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient back, procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date and time specified in the instruction to bidders. Unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes, or in case of electronic submission not in compressed archive folders or are not password protected, shall be rejected. Improperly sealed and marked bid envelopes are not properly compressed and password protected will be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative should acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The bank shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of components of the bid properly sealed or marked bid or its premature opening. The bidders shall submit their bids through any of the above-mentioned online or electronic bids facilities at any time before the closing date and time specified in the bidding documents. Okay. Use of two-factor security procedure consisting of an archive format compression and password protection to ensure the security, integrity, and confidentiality of the bid submitted. Allows access of a password-protected bidding documents on the opening date and time. Password and access save the file will be disclosed by the bidders only during the actual bid opening, which may be done in person or face-to-face or through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology, capable of generating an audit trail of transactions to ensure security, integrity, and authenticity of the bid submissions. Bids submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted. The BAC Secretariat shall notify in writing all bidders whose bid it has received through the PhilJEP's registered physical address or official email address within 7 calendar days from the date and opening of bids. Bids for bid modification must be submitted before the deadline of submission of bids. Bidder shall not be allowed to retrieve its original bid. The bidder shall submit new bid equally sealed, properly identified, linked to its original bid, and marked as a modification. For letter of withdrawal naman po, letter of withdrawal must be received prior to the deadline for submission of bids. For bids withdrawn within the interval between the deadline and expiration of bid validity, the bid security shall be forfeited. For electronic submission of bids, bidder shall send another bid equally secured, properly identified, and labeled as modification on the one previously submitted. The time indicated in the latest bid receipt page generated shall be the official time of submission. Meron po tayong 2 modes of submission of bid. The bidder may opt only one mode lang po sa pag-submit ng bid. It's either manual submission of bid or electronic submission of bid. For manual submission of bid, yan po ay sa BAC Secretariat Office, DPWH Sorsogon 2nd DO, Barangay Gubat, Sorsogon. For electronic bids naman po, yan po sa electronic bids _Sorsogon 2 at dpwh.gov.ph. Requirements of bidding documents. Ang mga documents po ito ay nakapost po sa DPWH websites and sa PhilJEPs to aid our contractors in preparation of their bid. Ang mga documents po ito ay instruction to bidders, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, bid data sheet, specifications, drawings, yan ang po yung mga plans discussed in Engineer Roque, bill of quantities, and sample forms. Eligibility criteria. To be eligible to participate in the bidding in the said projects, a bidder must be a duly licensed Filipino citizen for sole proprietorship. Partnerships will be organized under the laws of the Philippines, under which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Corporations will be organized under the laws of the Philippines, under which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Cooperatives will be organized under the laws of the Philippines, or persons, entities forming themselves into a joint venture as per section 23.4.2.1 of the Inararan. Foreign bidders may be eligible to participate in accordance with the guidelines issued by the GPPB. Bidders must have a valid pickup license, must have a single largest completed contract that is similar to the contract we bid, at least 50% of the ABC. Contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience, provided the cost of the contract to bid is not more than the ARCC of registration. Bidders must have an NFCC at least equal to the ABC. Eligibility and technical documents to be submitted by the bidders. We encourage our bidders po to enroll in a civil work application to facilitate the fast evaluation of their eligibility. However, if they have not yet enrolled in the CWA, these are the documents they have to submit. Class A legal documents. Number 1, PhilJEP certificate of registration containing the mayor's MIT, DTI, tax clearance. Number 2, pickup license and registration. Statement of ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of single largest completed contract. Computation of the NFCC. Valid joint venture agreement if applicable. Bid security in a form of cash, manager's check, bank draft or bank guarantee, surety bond, or bid securing declaration. Mamaya po, isa-send po natin yan. Please bigay din na po ng GPPB Resolution number 16, 2020 sa format po ng ating bid securing declaration. Project requirements, organizational chart for the contracting bid, list of contractors' key personnel, list of contractors' major equipment units owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, omnibus sworn statement. Eligibility requirements. All bidders shall upload and maintain PhilJEP's a current and updated file on the following Class A eligibility documents under Section 23.1 and 24.1 of the IR. Number 1, registration certificate, mayor's permit, business permit or equivalent document, tax clearance, pickup license and registration, audited financial statements. As per GPPB resolution, ano po? Resolution number 15, 2021, lifting the suspension on the implementation of mandatory submission of field job certificate of platinum registration and membership in competitive bidding and limited source bidding. Dapat po ang lahat nating contractors ay meron na pong field job certificate of registration with platinum membership containing the set registration or DPI registration, mayor's permit, tax clearance, and audited financial statement. Class A technical documents, statement of ongoing contracts, statement of single largest completed contract, valid TCAB license or special TCAB license for joint venture. Class A financial documents, NFCC. Class B, in case of joint venture, dapat po nakatouch po ang ating joint venture agreement. Eligibility requirement, Class A, recently expired mayor's business permit shall be accepted together with OR. The renewed permit shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the 2016 IRR. Submission of BIR receipt for renewal of tax clearance will not suffice in lieu of valid tax clearance. Submission of provisionary tax clearance issued by the BIR for bidding purposes is not acceptable form of tax clearance as per GPPB resolution numbers 1 series of 2014. Statement of ongoing government and private contracts. The statement of the bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, must be submitted. The statement shall include all information required in the bidding documents. Statement of single largest completed contract. The single largest completed contract should be similar to the contract to be bid or has the same major work categories. The SLCC's value should be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid upon adjustment of current prices using the PSA consumer price indices. Contractor under small a and small b categories will have similar experience on the contract may participate if the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the allowable range of contract cost or ARCC of their registration. Bidders must have a valid PCAB license, special PCAB license for joint venture. Registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid should be valid at the time of the deadline for the submission and opening. So valid po dapat sa opening ng bids ang ating PCAB license. Bid security, mamili lang po tayo ng isa dyan. For cash manager check, bank draft, bank guarantee, irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank, 2% of the ABC. Surety bond, callable upon demand, 5% of the ABC, or you can use po yung bid securing declaration. Please be guided po ng GPPB Resolution number 16 sa format po ng ating bid securing declaration. Yan po ang sample ng ating bid securing declaration. Please be aware lang po sa penalty rin po ng paggamit ng bid securing declaration. Ganyan din po sa ating omnibus sworn statement. Please be guided po ulit ng GPPB Resolution number 16, 2020. Any omission po or pagpalit sa ating statement doon sa ating omnibus sworn statement will cause po for your disqualification. So please use na lang po natin yung nasa format ng GPPB. For the second envelope, ang laman naman po yan ay bid form, summary bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimate including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of materials, labor, and equipment. Cash flow by quarter, month, and payment schedule, other documents required in the bidding documents. For the detailed evaluation of bid, unless the instruction to bidders specifically allow partial bids, those not providing all the required items shall be considered non-responsive. Placing no price is considered non-responsive. Specifying a zero or dash means it is offered for free. Ang purpose po ng ating evaluation of bid is to determine the lowest calculated bid by establishing the correct calculated prices of bids, ranking calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. Ang ating pong method, a non-discretionary criterion shall be used which shall include consideration of completeness of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. Results shall be contained in an abstract of bids. Unless the instruction to bids is not open po yan. Okay. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and bid price in words, bid price in words shall prevail. Total price per item versus unit price for the item times the quantity. The unit price for the item times the quantity shall prevail. Stated total price versus the actual sum of prices of the component items. Actual sum of prices of component items shall prevail. Unit cost in the detailed estimate versus the unit cost in the bill of quantities. The unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. Reminders lang po sa ating no contract rule, sa ating mga bidder ang no contract rule. Prohibition on communication with the bidder from bid evaluation until award of contract. So, bawal po mag-communicate ang mga contractors sa amin. However po, ang back to its secretariat may ask in writing any clarification po sa kanilang needs. Purpose qualification. Ang purpose po natin is to determine the lowest calculated bid complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents, to be declared as the lowest calculated and responsive bid. Ang ating po method, a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion which shall be used to verify, validate, and ascertain all statements and documents to be submitted by the lowest calculated bid. Other matters lang po, gusto lang po namin itong paabot sa ating mga prospective bidders. Reminders po ng ating Department Order Number 28, Series 2024. Ang ating pong trade strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services. Classification of offenses that triggers 3 strike policy and exceptions. Withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of a non-participant letter or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents except for valid reasons. Ano po ang ating mga valid reasons yan? If the bidder determines that their prospective bid price will exceed the ABC, but the bidder must substantiate this and provide evidence. Kailangan po mag-provide po kayo ng evidence na lalampas po ang inyong bid sa aming ABC. If the bidder determines that the required goods or supplies either are not available or does not meet the technical specification, if the costs are economically unfavorable, to validate this reason, the bidder should present an affidavit. Okay? Dapat po mag-present po yung bidder. Submission of late bids without valid reasons such as unavoidable circumstances that prevent the bidder from timely submission. Submission of bids that fail to comply with certain mandatory requirements or patently insufficient, like during eligibility screening, submission of an expired field job certificate or certificate containing expired Class A legal and financial documents. Yung ating pong field job certificate of registration, platinum membership, dapat po parati po yung updated. Kasi any expired po doon will constitute po for a strike. Failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement, and curriculum vitae during shortlisting of consulting services. Submission of bids that fail to comply with certain mandatory requirements or patently insufficient bid, like during bid evaluation, failure to submit bid forms, and submission of incomplete documents due to omission of mandatory provisions for the required bid forms as per Annex C. Submission of an unnotarized bid securing declaration, submission omnibus statement, joint venture agreement, except during the declaration of state of calamity and implementation of a community quarantine or similar restriction. Yung pag-submit po ng unnotarized bid securing declaration, omnibus statement, or joint venture agreement. Submission of bidding documents without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder is duly authorized representative. Lahat po dapat na document na isusubmit natin is dapat po signed by an authorized representative. Nomination of key personnel whose qualification differ from those specified by bidding documents and failure to submit the required certification as per Law Number 9, Series 2012 and required by the terms and reference. Failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, or purchase agreement or pledge of equipment. Failure to comply with required minimum number of key personnel and equipment. So dapat po ang list of equipment, dapat po naka-attach po ang proof of ownership, lease contract, or purchase agreement. Okay. Unrelated business type category indicated in mayor's permit for bidders participating in the contract being to be bid for goods and corresponding services. Non-complying allowable range of contract cost as indicated on the bidder's pickup license, with specifications of the infrastructure project being bid for. So, yun na po. Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, any other question? Wala na? Okay, since we have no other matters to be discussed, this pre-bid conference for the day is now adjourned.